Obviously, we're never happy with a loss, but there's no quitting Syracuse, obviously. I think one thing we can take out of it is, just a couple small adjustments in the second half and, a desire for our players, to win the game. And I thought that, the game was kind of two halves for two teams. And that we had some opportunity, especially when we went ahead and then we had the penalty. That was difficult. We didn't clear the ball a couple of times at the end. I thought we cleared the ball pretty well for most of the game. So it was hard fought, and we'll get better from that. It was great competition today, and we'll get back at it a week from this Saturday.
First, going to Mario, and then Andrew.
Coach Desko, can you walk me through the thought process during the timeout with the man advantage there at the end and what you were trying to get? And did you feel like you got what you wanted?
No, not really. We felt it was probably going to have to get the ball up top and take an outside shot. But Steve was kind of open. He didn't have the stick in his right hand. It was in his left hand. You're talking about the very last one, not the one before, right?
Either. Just the thought process of when you guys drew the penalties and were on the man up down by a goal with such little time left.
Yeah, well, the first time out, it was just there was no reason with the amount of time left in the game not to bring the man up team in, and they know what to run, but we wanted to make sure everybody was on the same page and to get them calmed down a little bit. I thought we got a pretty good look. We missed the shot, and then where it went out, we didn't have a lot of time left to run anything else at the end. We got to shut off with Steven and having to do over, maybe have a righty there instead to get the shot right-handed instead of the lefty behind the back. But with that little time, just to get the shot off is okay.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Andrew, then Roshan.
Hey, John, just wanted to ask about faceoffs, especially in the first half, and overall you guys won just 8 of 32. Was it something Duke's guy was doing particularly well that kind of caught Danny and Jacob off guard, or is it something that the pair of them were struggling with today?
I just think he's really good. He's really quick, and he was getting down the ball. We were having our faceoff guys were having a problem with how the officials were calling it. They made a couple of calls. We had violations. We had 3 violations in the first half, and that third one put us in the penalty box. And I was asking the guys as they're coming off the field, and they were disagreeing with what the officials were calling. And a couple of times we saw their guy move early, and thought the call went the wrong way a couple of times. And not to take anything away from him, he's very good, and he won a lot of great face-offs. And fortunately, Danny came in and competed and got us some draws. And we could have had a couple more. I think Danny came up with a couple, and we lost it, not protecting the ball well. But he was going in a hot game, cold, and at least he was battling for the ball.
Thank you.
Coach, I wanted to ask a little bit more about the faceoffs. Obviously, you pulled Jacob for Danny in the second quarter. What went into that decision? I guess, what did you see from Danny moving forward for the rest of the game?
Well, it was obviously Jacob was getting beat cleanly, and Danny's a slightly different technique. It's always been a nice 1-2 punch for us in the past. So in talking with Tommy Costanza, who works with the face-off guys, we just thought we'd try him. Danny's got a lot of experience. He's taken a lot of face-offs in the past and can adjust. And I thought he did a good job all in all, getting the ball out and gave us some additional opportunities. It's very difficult to play. We've won most of our face-offs this year for the most part. I know Vermont was good against us. But when you're not winning face-offs, you have to learn how to play like that. Some teams know how to play because consistently they lose face-offs. We haven't, and there were times where I think we needed to use a little bit more of our shot clock when we had the ball on offense. When we're not getting the draws, we're not getting the possessions because we played so much defense, especially in the first half.
Lindsay, is that Andrew?
Yeah, I'm curious about your defensive effort in the second half. Obviously, it keyed that comeback. What kind of adjustments did you make defensively to sort of, even though you were still getting possessions, to sort of set up the comeback?
I think it was just the attitude coming out at halftime that we weren't going to lay down. We were going to come out and play. We knew we had to play better defense. I thought we covered up the inside better. They were getting some shots off the crease I think guys were looking so much to help out on Sowers that they were leaving their man early to go. And that left some holes, especially on the inside. And then, I think we came out and just competed. The guys were excited to come out in the second half, and, we weren't going to go home without a fight.
And then for the last question for Coach, we'll go to Andrew.
Yeah, John, was there anything Duke was doing defensively to kind of take away the impact of Owen, or at least limit his off-ball movement? And did that force you to kind of turn to some different options on offense, whether it was Chase, going to Chase again, or even Steve?
Yeah, they put their best defenseman on him, and they weren't letting him get open off ball. And we put him inside, then we put him on the outside, knowing that if he was on the outside, they weren't going to help on the inside. And that's when you saw us getting some stuff off the crease area, and especially in the second half, we were getting those high percentage shots from just above the goal. I think that was a big reason. So even we kind of sacrificed Owen for that, but we were getting some pretty high percentage shots from the inside.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Sit tight here for